Hello my friend, it's Pat Sloan here, and today we are going to share our Oh My Stars quilts. I did this pattern, what was that? I don't know, like 2 years ago, 3 years ago, and so many people have made an Oh My Stars. There is a free version, and then if you want other sizes, you can pay $5 and get the pattern with the other sizes. It takes 2 charm packs and a fabric for your stars and some border fabric. So that is pretty easy to do. And I went looking to see, I've done about 4 of these, and I went looking for another one, but no, I could only have the one I showed you the other day. I didn't find the other ones. I don't know what that's about. I have too many quilts up there to go through. So I thought I would like to see some of your Oh My Stars. And because I have not made one for a while, I thought, well, if I was going to make one today, you know, the grand plan, if I was going to make one today, I thought, what do I have here that I would use? And so I went looking around and I found the Flea Market fabric by Lori Holt. Let me just show you. It has a very fun, summery vibe. There's a lot of pinks. It feels a bit, you know, retro. It's got like, you know, 30s, but not real 30s, you know, just sort of that vibe, like here, like, well, maybe 70s actually. You know, little flowers, big flowers, and reddish pinks, and then there's yellows, and here's definitely a 70s kind of yellow floral. But I'm thinking, oh, these would be there. This is a pretty nice one. I like, you know, I like yellow, I like red, but I like yellow. That's pretty cool. Definitely looks like feed sacks. A little bit of orange in here. Then we go down into the greens. So there are a lot of colors, and blue. You know, been working a lot of blue with the Home Is. I want to work in another color. These are more like aqua blue. That's nice. I like those blue flowers on there. And here down into a bit of a blue green, like a teal, you know, down from the aqua. Some more blues, little pops, a couple pops of gray in here. This gray with red, where is it? Here, this gray with red with these little tulips. That's so sweet. It's kind of a grayish brown. And then she's got this print here, like a text print with sales receipts. And then this really funky, definitely feels 70s to me, print. But then I thought, what would I do for the stars? I thought, well, maybe they could all be different navies, and then the border could be a navy that I have enough of. And because I have a layer cake, I could do this size, or I could do a little bit bigger one and use more of the fabrics. I could pull in some things I own to, like, if I want to balance the colors a little bit differently, if I want to do mostly her reds, aquas, and yellows, then do the navy and maybe leave out the green and leave out the gray. You know, I might do something like that. Definitely not doing that today, but when, you know, when I look at a piece, I want to think, you know, how would I make that now? What would I do if I was going to make it right now? What speaks to me right now to play with? And really, those are the times that are the most fun to actually do something. Just cut it up and put it on the wall. So who knows, I might do that. I might just cut it up and stick it on the wall. But today, show me your Oh My Stars. Show it over in the Facebook group, or you could go to my post from Friday at the blog, and you could leave it there, you know, if you want to leave it there, because there's a photo sharing there for your socialites. Okay, just a quick update on my sail away. I decided to just do something. So I did a little bit of the light, did the light for the lighthouse and the pole for the sailboat. So that was good. I got that going. I am thrilled. I am thrilled. Now these blocks, I want to talk about these string blocks. Oh wait, before I talk about the string blocks, I want to show you some of the string quilts that our friends showed over at Quilt Along with Pat Sloan at Facebook. So we have a few here. I just saved a couple of them. There were a lot of you sharing your string quilts, tons of great ideas, and colors. It's just so exciting. So here's the first one, is by Ella. And Ella's, I like that she had so many of going, they're all basically going the same direction. on an angle, but then she has one diamond up in the corner. And so that's a really, it almost looks like rain when it's coming down like this. So I really like that. Linda showed hers with very soft blocks, very pastel, very soft. Everything is very dreamy. And then she used this really thin green sashings, which are just really pretty with it. Okay, so a lot of you did a star, and this is Carol's, and a bunch of you did a similar star, which basically is using like a half square triangle format, like big ones, with the string quilts being each half of the half square triangle. And then Joe did multiple stars. Using string piecing in stars is pretty traditional, so that is cool to see. Elizabeth took and did like a half log cabin. So like a log cabin, you have a center and you go around, you build out. Well, a half log cabin, you would have a center and just build out on two sides and just keep building two sides. And so that's what she has. And then she rotated those blocks to get her look. And this one could also have been shown in our bright quilt category. And the last one I have to show you is Char's, who did what I'm calling it a lattice, like a lattice setting. So she's got all the string piecing in like strips, and then offset it was this brilliant blue, like this gorgeous blue fabrics. I think there's multiple fabrics too for the blue. That is fantastic. I love seeing all your pretty quilts over in Quilt Along with Pat Sloan. Okay, let me go back now. So the string block that I did, and this is the old school pattern for May from Natalie. And when I was working with these, and I was building another group of them the other day, I thought, oh, let me just film this and show you my thought process on building. So let me show you. I was going to try to get a block done, but another block to show you. But then I thought, well, I just want to tell you this, what I'm discovering, because that's actually more useful than just showing you a finished block. Okay, so I have these two that I showed you yesterday, or the day before, whatever it was. And then I have another red one in progress, and I have this sort of blue and white one in progress. And what I've been doing is cutting, pretty much like the pattern was 10-inch strips. But when you start sewing them together, you know, I don't want to be so precise. You know, I just want to trim them down. So what happens is I would sew them together, and maybe, look at this bottom row, maybe they weren't totally even, so that I would have to trim a little bit more off to make it a little bit smaller. And so I was thinking, what if I sewed a bunch of lights all together? So here, see, all these lights together. Different, well, this is all just different, it's the same fabric but more strips, all these lights together like this. And then what if I took basically the 10-inch strips? So one of them I'm just sewing continuous, like a whole bunch of fabrics. None of these were 10 inches either. They were all too short, so this gives me the variety. Then I take the other piece, which is 10 inches, and I will sew them and then leave a little gap, and then I will sew the next one, you know, so I just leave a little gap. So like chain piecing, but that, you know, they're not exact size. After, I will chop them apart to the right size and then sew them like this. So my thought is to make one like with these shades of sort of sea colors, and then I'll have to add some navy and then use that blue one for that. And then on the red one, I don't have a lot of red right now, extra red, so, but there is some green in there, and there is a little bit of red, so I'll see how much I can get. I might do black, a black one, and that'll make 2 blocks when those are done, just like this did. You know, this whole process from the old school, May old school block gives you two at a time when you're done. I'm loving this idea, and I'm loving this, creating one long strip and then sewing these to it in a chain piecing fabric. This is all speaking to me. This is all working for me much better. And I'm actually getting through this stack somewhat. Although now I have, you can see in here, now I have quite a bit of, there we go. See, I have quite a bit of black. But I do this navy with the other blue one, and then I might have to do the red with the green, red, green, and black, and so that block will be a little bit more eclectic. Don't you like that word, eclectic? And I really think that is how I'm going to approach these blocks, is that process. It's working really well for me. So I did a few more. When you make these, you get 2 at a time. So here's with the light blue and sort of a little bit of peach in there, and aqua, mostly aqua, light blue, a little bit of peach. So that is the other 2 that I did. Now what I'm also really loving is this very cohesive colors. You know, like the blocks look really put together. They're really, really pretty. I mean, I just like, I love them. I love them so much. So that means I need to cut more white or beiges or creams to go with the strips that I have in here. And then I don't want to mush them all up. You know, I may end up with one that's all blues and maybe put some greens in with this and aquas. Maybe one that ends up mostly reds, maybe a little black in here and really dark green, but mostly reds. So I may take me a while to build these out to get enough of the strips in the right colors, because, you know, I'm not cutting for this, except that I am going to have to cut some lights. Unless lights just appear all of a sudden, you know, that I have some, I'm going to have to go cut some. I have this whole group of like pinks and some, a little bit of that wild brown in there, which looks good with the reds. So that stack is ready for me to do these. It's like taking over my life, these blocks, just crazy. That's just crazy. Okay, one last thought. One last thought. The other day, I was thinking, about a week ago, I was thinking, you know, I really should have gone and got my flowers much sooner. And this happens to me sometimes. I have things that I want to do, but I decide, well, you know, I can't go put them in the ground right now because I'm working on this or working on that. I don't have the time, blah, 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 blah. And so I don't do it. And then when I finally went and got the flowers after I went to my doctor's appointment, had the car, went and got the flowers. And it's made me so happy to have these flowers to put in the ground. This morning, the day I'm taping this, I spent the whole morning out there planting and moving things, some things that need to move. The ground's very hard right now because we haven't had any rain for a few days. So I didn't get everything moved or dug back up, but I just shifted things. I got there most everything in the ground. And made me so happy, and I think, like, why didn't I buy these flowers several weeks ago when I sort of needed that pick-me-up? I needed that happiness factor. But I do this sometimes. I just sort of shove the things off that I know will feed my soul, that I know are good for me to do. I'm like, okay, I'll do it later, and then I resent that I didn't do it. So, as like Greg always says, he goes, well, you know, you have them now. Don't go back. Don't look back and say you know you could have done it then, which is really good advice. You can use that if you like it, courtesy of Greg. That's so now the flowers are in. I have not bought a fuchsia plant forever, and one of the branches, you know, getting it home broke. This little one broke off, so I thought, I wonder how long it'll stay in water. About a day it did. I think. So I am enjoying it here on my desk, and I've got flowers to put right outside my office window. That's where this hanging bush is, and then a pot of begonias. I think, because I don't get really any sun there. There's all shade outside my office window. So flowers, who knew? So I'm sure if you have something that you have been wanting to do but have not let yourself go and do that, I hope today that you look at that item, whatever it is, and make a time to do it. Make time for yourself. Make time to do that, because you will feel so good, like hopefully like I do. All right, my friend, I can't wait to see my stars. Ta-da-ta-da. Want to see some of those. I love you. Mwah. See you online.